Whoops, wrong series. Nah. Now this is the right series. Greetings all, I am Fire Blaster 79 and welcome to my Anime Minutes about Megalobox Season 1. Season 2, I am planning to make one, but not just yet, because today I am only focusing on Season 1. Final disclaimer before we begin. I do not own Megalobox. Megalobox is owned by TMS Entertainment, written by Yo Moriyama. Please go support the official release. Now, with the boring stuff said and done, we start a story hearing about a tournament being held called Megalonia for a sport called Megalobox.
Oh, is that the title?
Megalobox is boxing, but with gear attachment to help push your body past your limits. And the tournament starts in 3 months. Then we cut to a main character who is going by Junk Dog, and we don't know his real name. And he lives in the restricted area where people there do not have citizenship, and that's important because you need a citizenship in order to enter the tournament. But for now, he doesn't want to enter the tournament. Instead, he is an underground fighter, and he is damn good at what he does. He throws matches to make money from gambling. And after one specific loss, he gets upset and just goes off on a ride and freaking runs into the best Megalo boxer in the world. And he starts talking all this crap, and they were about to throw hands until his owner, quote unquote, because Yuri, aka the champion, calls her his owner. I do not know why, but she says,
"We got to leave."
And I'm like, no! I want to see them throw hands! He shows up to Junk Dog's ring to challenge him. Oh, it's about to go down. And it did go down. And when I mean it went down, I mean Junk Dog, because Junk Dog did not stand a chance. But before Yuri left, Yuri challenged Junk Dog to fight him again on his turf in Megalonia. And after that, with a little shenanigans with a mafia boss, Junk Dog is dead. And now he is known to the world as Joe. And one quick thing I forgot to mention is that Megalonia is only 2 matches, containing of 4 best fighters in the world. And if Joe wants to make it in, he has to climb up from the bottom all the way to the top. And he has a long way to go. And the first thing he has to do is upgrade his gear, that hunk of junk. So Joe and Nanbu go looking for a better one, but it was out of their pay grade. So they left, but before they left, they met a kid who put a tracking device on their car. What? Because the kid heard how Joe was going to try and make it to Megalonia. The kid shows up, flexes how he is so smart with technology, and introduces himself as Sachio, and joins the group. Side note, Joe's gear burns after Nanbu tries to turn up the power to a ridiculous margin, so Joe right now is gearless. But Nanbu uses that for publicity to make Joe his full fighter name, Gearless Joe. And in his first match, he's against Shark Samajima. I'm terrified, but Joe ain't terrified. Joe gives him the wham bam full counter, thank you ma'am, and wins the fight, and then wins another fight, and then wins another fight, and then goes to the ranking ridiculously. But then comes his 4th match against Nanbu's past pupil. Nanbu's student said all he wants is to tear down what Nabu and Joe worked so hard for. But when the fight came, Joe showed that Megalobox is just 2 people getting in the ring. No one else matters. In the heat of the moment, all that matters is the 2 fighters in there. And through that, Aragaki, aka Nanbu's first pupil, forfeits the match. After he forfeited the match, he retired, and Joe ranked up significantly. Man, that really does bring a whole new expression to starting from the bottom. Now we're here. And we're gonna keep going for Mikio Shirato, aka one of the people who own Megalonia, and has the same, if not close enough gear to Yuri. But before the fight, Mikio pulls the most two-faced move, threatens to reveal to the public the truth about Joe in his underground fight days, and the fact that he wasn't a citizen. So with that, Mikio won by forfeit. And before we move on, I really gotta mention this. Joe was about to sucker punch Mikio, but Nanbu pulls the most ultra instinct move, gets in front of him, sucker punches Joe in the gut, and incapacitates him. But after some time, Joe, not caring about citizenship, not caring about anything, he literally dries up to where Mikio was gonna be announced as the 4th fighter in Megalonia and says,
"Nah, hell no, let me fight him."
And through random circumstance, the owner of Megalonia, she literally says,
"Mikio, I hate you. You Even though we're brother and sister, I despise you. I'm gonna let Joe fight you, and we'll see what happens.
And then the fight begins, and it ends the only way we know how. Full counter! Still, jokes aside, Joe does win the fight, showing that AI can never beat humans. At least for now. As they were partying Joe's win, and the fact that he made it to Megalonia, the Mafia boss comes out of nowhere to tell Joe that Nanbu said that if they make it into Megalonia, they would forfeit and make a huge amount of money in the underground gambling. Enough to cover Nanbu's debt, and if they don't do it, they are all going to die. They all separate, so with things being depressing, let's get some upbeat news with Gearless Joe. Gearless Joe! Now you're called Gear Joe. Doesn't have really a ring to it. Man, I tell you, Nanbu got to make a decision. Tell Joe to throw the match or sacrifice his life to the Mafia boss so Joe can go all out and win Megalonia. Honestly, I don't know what choice he's gonna make. He ripped out his other eye as a sacrifice so Joe can go all out and fight Yuri in the finals. But now we cut to see Gearless Joe versus man, I'm gassing me too much. There's so many twists and turns in this series. Gearless Yuri. Words aside, Joe doesn't even give him the wham bam because we don't even see how Joe wins. Though we do see at the end of the title screen, it says Joe won 13 round KO. And now with Joe finally becoming the new champion, from a bottom underground fighter to the new champion of Megalo Boxing, even though he was just literally boxing gearless. That is the story of season 1 Megalo Box. Please subscribe, it helps me 1,000,000%. So you guys stay safe and peace.